We found out that chairs of various departments at Brooklyn College within CUNY City University of New York were told that they need to cut 25% of their course offerings beginning this fall 2020 semester.
As well as making classes even larger. So if my classes are at 48 students already, how much more larger can they get?
This will jeopardize our community's health, leave many adjuncts unemployed and without health insurance, negatively impact academic rigor, and exacerbate already unacceptable working conditions.
There's nothing that justifies these cuts, considering the billion-dollar bailout that large corporations are receiving. This harms thousands of students and adjuncts and places enormous burden in full-time faculty.
In the midst of a global pandemic, in the epicenter of the pandemic, this is unacceptable.
Adjunct instructors are often the most precarious people in the university. Don't overlook their labor.
I am an adjunct lecturer at Brooklyn College. My husband was laid off during the first 2 weeks of the mass unemployment due to COVID-19 pandemic. At the moment, my adjunct salary is barely supporting myself, my husband, and our child. With these budget cuts, we are expecting to struggle with no income or health insurance to support our family after September.
For some of us who are also students at the Graduate Center, we will also lose our tuition remission.
CUNY international graduate students like me are not authorized to work outside the CUNY system, but we do not qualify for any governmental relief programs and are unable to fly back to our home countries.
As our administrators love to celebrate, Brooklyn College has one of the most diverse student populations in the country. Unfortunately, that diversity is not reflected in our full-time tenure and tenure-track faculty. Most of our Black and brown instructors are adjuncts, and their jobs are now on the line.
As a Puerto Rican woman in academia, like many other Latin American and minority groups, I understand well the struggle to advance a career in academia. For students, cutting 25% off course offerings is shutting down opportunities to imagine a better future from a very challenging present.
The healthcare workers on the front lines fighting the epidemic right now, the delivery workers that have kept the city running, and the people most acutely affected by it, that's working people and people of color in particular. These are students at Brooklyn College, and it's unacceptable to propose budget cuts, larger class sizes, and less course offerings.
Larger classes mean less time to listen to each other, which means more voices will remain unheard.
Our students are those hit hardest by the pandemic, which is far from over. The pandemic itself has meant needing to attend to the individual needs of our students at a scale and scope that none of us were prepared for.
Right now I have 138 students spread between 3 classes. I have to make organized lists to see who needs more of my attention and to email them and message them and reach out, let them know that they aren't forgotten and that their teacher cares.
I'm the undergraduate major advisor in anthropology, and I'm finding that it's the first week in May and students are still contacting me, asking me for support to register for classes. I'm heartbroken to think about how discouraging it will be when they find so few classes. And for some of our students who've already registered for classes to figure out that their classes have been canceled, it's going to be a really big blow.
I teach a lot of first-generation college students and a lot of working people, and they would stand to benefit the most from investment in CUNY right now.
Additionally, increasing cap size for classes studying in the fall during a pandemic means putting our faculty and student lives and health at risk, putting capitalist profits before humanist needs.
This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of effects, in terms of austerity measures, in terms of cuts to CUNY, as well as cuts to public funding and resources from the city. This needs to be stopped, and the only way to stop this is through collective action as workers and as students.
Estamos aquí presentes y en pie de lucha para notificar de que nosotros no vamos a aceptar esos recortes y que vamos a estar luchando por nuestros estudiantes y por nuestros colegas. Dile no a los recortes, dile sí a la educación pública y accesible.
Cutting 25% is sending a clear message that you don't care about the most vulnerable. Chancellor Rodriguez and President Anderson, we need you more than ever to fight for us. Don't be complicit.
During another economic crisis, a president once said, "Drop dead to New York City." Is the governor saying drop dead to CUNY?
In this moment of crisis, our crucial yet precariously employed adjunct faculty who've worked so hard to create a sense of normalcy and continuity for our overwhelmed, overburdened students are now being paid for that indispensable labor with the threat of losing their jobs. We can and we must do better. Our adjuncts, Our students and we as a community who believe in equitable access to public higher education deserve better. This is not a question of lack of money. This is a question of, so far, a lack of political will. We're calling on folks to put pressure on our elected officials to invest in CUNY and not the ultra-wealthy. Hashtag cut COVID, not CUNY.
Are you a CUNY student or worker? How will cuts to CUNY classes, workers, and resources affect you? Join the campaign by sharing a 1-minute video testimony or selfie photo to social media with the hashtag #CutCovid_NotCUNY. We are a group of anthropologists at CUNY Brooklyn College organizing against CUNY cuts, against austerity, and for the working class. Are you with us?